Jakarta is the capital city of Indonesia, which is one of the largest cities in the world. However, what was the shape of the city of Jakarta originally? About 500 years ago, Jakarta was just a small port on the Ciliwung River estuary. Slowly, this small port began to grow and transform into an international trade center, which became a medium for bringing together various nations in the world. In the 16th century, Jakarta was often called Kalapa after the name of the main port of the Sunda Kingdom. The kingdom served as the center of Portuguese trade and ended due to an attack by Prince Fatahillah on June 22, 1527. As a result of Prince Fatahillah's victory, the name Kalapa changed to Jayakarta, and that date is always celebrated as the birthday of the city of Jakarta. Next, the Dutch arrived and the VOC began to take over power over Jayakarta and changed the name to Batavia. At the beginning of the 20th century, Batavia began to become the center of the national movement, as evidenced by the holding of the Second Youth Congress in 1928. Since the Japanese occupation of Indonesia as a result of World War II in 1942 until 1945, Batavia has changed its name to Jakarta or Jakarta Tokubetsushi. In 1945, precisely after the proclamation of independence by the Republic of Indonesia, Jakarta officially became the center of political and government activities. And in the 21st century, Jakarta continues to develop into a megapolitan city and is one of the largest cities in the world with a culturally diverse urban life. The developments that occur certainly have problems. What are those? According to data from BPS, the city of Jakarta reached an extreme poverty rate of up to 0.89% in March 2022. This figure shows an increase of 0.29% from the previous year. BPS also reported that the number of poor people in the city of Jakarta in 2023 will reach 4,077,830 people. Apart from that, the city of Jakarta also experienced inequality of 0.431% in July 2023, which increased by 0.019% from the previous year.
Dagang juga sama sih, yang ada untuk bayar lampu. Cuman ya WC aja saya nggak punya gitu. WC, air saya pengen tuh. Cuman ya pengen bikin uangnya nggak ada.
And then there are loss of national capital status. The city of Jakarta will officially relinquish its status as the national capital when a presidential decree is issued. However, even though it has lost the status of national capital, the city of Jakarta still has the privilege of having a position as the center of the national economy, a global city, and agglomeration area, such as Bogor Regency, Tangerang Regency, Bekasi Regency, Cianjur Regency, Bogor City, Depok City, Tangerang City, South Tangerang City, and Bekasi City. This is planned to be ratified in the DKG law. As previously explained, the city of Jakarta has problems in the form of poverty and inequality, which increased from year to year. Apart from that, inflation, which often increases the price of basic commodities, also causes anxiety for the public. BPS also reported that there were around 411,000 people who did not have jobs in the city of Jakarta in February 2022. Based on this data, the existence of a smart economy can be breathed of fresh air for local communities so that they not only adapt to the progress of the times but also contribute to improving the quality of human resource or HR in the city of Jakarta. In its implementations, Jakarta applies 7 key indicators: smart people, smart economy, smart government, smart environment, smart living, smart mobility, and smart branding. One of the indicators that is increasingly being developed in Jakarta is smart economy. As we know, economic development is essential for a city to achieve sustainability. The smart city concept aims to transfer urban economies through the implementation of one of these dimensions: smart economy. Smart economy is an economy based on technological innovation, resource efficiency, sustainability, and high social welfare. It adopts innovation, new entrepreneurial initiatives, and change productivities and competitiveness, with the overall goals of improving the quality of life for all its citizens. Within Jakarta's smart city frameworks, this dimension seeks to foster entrepreneurship and a spirit of innovation among residents to achieve high productivity. According to the study by the Regional Development Planning Agency or BAPEDA of DKI Jakarta Province, there are 6 pillars of a smart city, with the first pillar being a stable and globally connected economy sector. This pillar encompasses to feature economics goals for Jakarta. First, to have top 5,000 global companies by developing a digital startup ecosystem to attract investment. Second, to have a skilled workforce in the service sector by organizing GSC hands-on workshops, data science training. GSC goes to school and integrating career features in the Jakarta Super Apps for upskilling. To realize this target, Jakarta created a program called JAKI.
Ya lumayan bagus.
Lumayan ngebantu sih untuk saya yang mungkin sehari-hariannya di Jakarta ya.
Berguna sih buat ngejalanin aktivitas membantu masyarakat Jakarta gitu.
The JAKI application can provide many features according to needs, namely Jakpreneur, Jakpangan, Jaknaker Portal, Jak1Pay, and Jaklingko Card. Jakpreneur is a platform for the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises or MSMEs in Jakarta, supporting creation and collaboration within an entrepreneurial ecosystem. Through Jakpreneur, MSMEs receive training, mentoring, marketing support, and funding. Information and registration for Jakpreneur can be accessed through the JAKI apps. Pangan is a feature in the JAKI apps that provides information on the prices of staple foods in Jakarta. This allows residents to compare food prices at different markets, helping them save money on their shopping. Jaknaker Portal is a portal that lists job and internship vacancies to help Jakarta residents find employment. It also provides information on training for career development. This portal can also be accessed through the JAKI apps. Jak1Pay is launched in collaboration with Bank DKI as a non-cash payment alternative accessible via the JAKI apps. This makes transaction more practical and safer, especially during the pandemic, as it reduces physical contact with cash. Jaklingko Card is a single card that can be used for integrated payment across various public transportation modes in Jakarta, from Transjakarta Bus to Microtrans Minibus. So, that's enough for the explanation of what happened in Jakarta. Thank you and see ya!